questions for Coach.
Thank you.
Usually where I ask you about the opponent, but when you have this extra time, how much of what you do is self-scout and how much is, getting a week's?
Well, we're doing a little bit of self-scouting right now, and haven't got the final results yet, but we're doing that, plus working on, there's an opportunity to work on look at North Carolina, get a jump start on them. These practices today and tomorrow, we're working our first group and keeping them sharp and keeping the timing. We're also getting an opportunity to work on some of the second team guys and third team guys, give them a little bit more opportunities maybe than what they've had, and because they're, as we've said before, they're always a play away from beating the guy, and so just getting them an opportunity to get more reps, being on our defense and more offense, and in special teams too. So. But I liked our approach today. We scrimmaged a little bit at the end of practice, and the kids I thought worked, very workmanlike today, and very energized. I thought for an off day or an off week practice.
Sounds like the players will have Saturday off. What do you do as a coach on a Saturday? Will you watch football live? Will you watch the UNC game?
Oh yeah,
live?
I hope so. I've got some yard work to catch up on. I haven't been home since about the 1st of August, but. We'll take a look at those guys, and we're all going on the road recruiting. A lot of guys are, several leaving tonight. There'll be several leave tomorrow. I know. I think all of us are out on Friday, so we'll be getting home till late, and some guys won't be getting home till Saturday. And then we're going to approach Sunday as a Tuesday practice. So we're going to take a chance to take a little bit get a little relief, and but our full intentions are we've got a lot of football left to play, and it's, with the exception of one game, it's all ACC, and every game's going to be a big time football game, and but very much looking forward to this opportunity coming up.
Do you spend any time this week doing Georgia Tech stuff with the scout team at all?
No, we haven't. Not yet. Today, we had yesterday off. We haven't. We've got a group that's done it before for the most part. We'll take some time maybe on Sundays to do some of those things, get a little bit, introduce, some of the schemes and stuff that they use and what we use, but that's usually when we work on that.
So does nobody cut your lawn since August, or do you have some?
Well, my wife does. So
she's glad you have an off week.
Yeah, she is. There's a lot of work to be done around the house as I looked at it, because I don't see it much during it. It's dark when I leave in the morning and dark when I get home. So when I do see it, it looks like it needs a little maintenance.
We're talking about Trayvon Hill today. We don't know a whole lot about him, but it seems like he's kind of emerged. What have you seen from him? What do you like about him?
I see a guy with a lot of potential. A guy with a very good skill set, very explosive. Has the ability to rush the passer, has the ability to be physical at the point of attack, athletic, and I like how he's progressing right now. And Charlie's got his thumb on him in the right way and getting him going the right way. He was a little undisciplined the first part of the season and the first game or two, and you seen him be able to make some plays the last couple of games, and. That's part of it. Like I said, the best teacher is experience in playing, and obviously he doesn't want to let his teammates down. But I like his skill set. I like the potential he has, and he's only going to continue to grow and get better as the more snaps he gets.
Are you now with the depth that you have at receiver, or is that still a continuing theme? How do you look at that?
It continues. As the season progresses, you figure out what guys can and can't do, and where they can help you at. So, never satisfied. So we're going to continue to kind of pluck away, and these guys are starting to kind of follow suit and kind of figure out kind of what we're trying to do and how fast we're trying to go, and what's expected.
How many of the freshmen have you played? I know Diablo's been out there. Kuma's been out there.
There's been two. There's been Ron Diablo and Eric Kuma. Those are the two freshmen that have played.
What have you seen from their development? What made you say they're ready to contribute?
Well, if you would have asked me in the spring, I probably would have said no, because it was a slow spring for those guys, and it's a good thing that they did graduate early, because the spring actually helped them, with the experience and the speed of the game and kind of what to anticipate and how fast we were going and kind of the speed of college football. And then fall camp came, and those guys, you could see it starting to kind of sink in a little bit, and the game's starting to slow down for them a little more. So, you know, they started to make plays, and they weren't paralyzed by analyzing the plays. They were actually knowing what to do, knowing where to get lined up, and actually going out there and execute.
Where's some of the disconnect for some of those other inexperienced guys? Is it things they're just not picking up on, or things that just aren't absorbing, or what's going on? Is there one
well,
overall-
it's a range of things for all of them. You know, the one thing when you bring those guys in, you want to make sure that they're able to hold up. Especially academically, physically, mentally, all that kind of stuff. You know, because it's going to be a long season. You know, some guys kind of pick it up a little faster than some. You know, for some of them, there's a little more reps to be taken, a little more experience to be had. You know, my job is to try to get those guys equipped, and sometimes it's breaking old habits. You know, and cleaning up some technique, and you know, instead of sitting there and putting the guy out there when he's not ready, you know, we're going to make sure that guy is equipped and has a chance at going out there and being the best him he could be.
When you get to third of the way through the season, you look at guys like Denmark or Patterson, do you say try to redshirt them at this point, or is it you still?
You hope you get to that point. You know, you hope when you get about halfway, you kind of got a general idea of who you're using and, you know, what you have. You know, knock on wood that nothing drastic happens, and we are fortunate enough to be able to do that. But, you know, they still know that they need to continue to progress and get ready and stay ready.
kind of in between?
Yeah, I mean, some good, some bad. Again, I'm a perfectionist, so it's a lot of things that y'all might say is good that I don't think is too hot. Some things that I missed that I don't think should have been incompletions. So to evaluate myself, I do that every day, so that was kind of like, I don't know how to answer that. I evaluate myself every single day. Like today, missed a lot of throws that I should have made. So evaluating myself, that was a very broad question.
I know sorry if you do this already, but in the bye week, coaches like to self-scout, see what's working for the offense, what's not. I know it's early, but did you get a sense of what the coaches like in terms of what you guys have done as an offense and what maybe is coming out and what's going in terms of your strengths?
Not so much. I know that we want to work a little bit more running game, different ways, get different looks. I know that was a big emphasis that Coach Cornelsen told me about, that he wants to try new things. Well, not so much new things, but different things to do with the same formation or different formations, but just trying to get the ball to run better.
Is it a process for the coaches to learn, if maybe they saw you in practice, but then see you in games? Do you think the coaches have a better understanding of what you're good at and how to use you, and maybe the same for some of your teammates, that the coaches understand them better now?
I think the whole 9 months before the first game, that's what they was doing the whole time. Of course, you get real live game simulation where you got me out there in front of everybody, you got the running back out there in front of everybody, you got the wide receiver, etc., out there in front of an actual other opponent, so they get a more feel of who can do what. But I mean, I think they had a great feel, or was getting a great feel for 9 months before the first game of the season.
After the game, you're critical of yourself on the deep balls that you were throwing. What can you do better on those other than complete them? I mean, is there a technical thing you have to do or something you have to focus on?
No, just complete them. It's that simple. Going to the game, you just see things differently than you will see in practice. I mean, scout guy might open up a certain way, so you would get adjusted to the wide receiver a certain way. And then the game, the actual opponent might do something different, so you got to adjust on the fly. And on some of my deep balls, I'm very confident in my ability. And some of those I just want, like some plays you just want back, and some of the deep balls I know I should have completed that I didn't complete. So that's just something that you work on in practice. I mean, you go in practice and you work on those little mistakes that you make in the game and just adjust to your wide receiver better. So.
Questions for Isaiah whenever you're ready?
What have you seen from Jalen Bradshaw and C.J. Carroll in terms of earning the coach's trust? I know you guys believe in them, but earning the coach's trust to play them?
I just see the two individuals that are hungry, you know, and like I said before the year started, that they've heard all the noise about the receiver depth, and that we need depth, and they've accepted the challenge, and I think that their play is starting to back that up.
When you look at Diablo and Kuma, the two freshmen are playing, do you go out of your way to kind of work with them, talk to them, or kind of let them go on their own? How do you do it?
No, I do, and every time they're coming off the field, I'm in their ear trying to tell them the things that I see, and when I see some of the mistakes that they made when I was that I made when I was a freshman, trying to help them and little things like that. But the future's bright for them. It's really bright. Yeah.
Isaiah, this program hadn't scored 103 points in back-to-back games since 2004. I know you guys knew you were going to improve offensively this year, but did you really see things clicking this much this early in the season?
Absolutely. You know, we feel very confident in our offense. We feel like when we execute, that no one can stop us, and we feel like that's what we show when we're going out and we execute and we don't kill ourselves with turnovers and things like that. That the sky's the limit for us.
When Gerard first committed here, what do you remember thinking when he first came in?
There's a kid that thinks like me, you know, from the standpoint where he wants to be a workaholic. He's a perfectionist, so he expects everything to be done a certain way, and he wants everything to be perfect. And I was excited about that because someone that I could go and I can work with, and I can call him at midnight if I wanted to, like, hey, let's go get some work in. He would be like, nah, man, I'm tired. Like, he'll get up and he'll be ready to work. So I was excited. And he was someone that brought a type of swagger to the team that I feel like that we needed, that gives us a lift.
I know he put up those ridiculous junior college numbers. Did you have any reservation, like, oh, well, let's see how he does at the Division I level?
When I put on this tape, I was pretty impressed, I'm not going to lie. But everyone knows that there's a difference between junior college and Division I football. So we knew there was going to be some time for him to have to adapt, but it was quick. He adapted quick, and I think that's why he's playing so well now.
Questions for Mr. Harrell? What did you expect your role to be coming in this year, and has it kind of shaped up exactly the way you thought, or more or less?
It's a little bit more. I expected to get to like 20 plays. Now I'm getting like 25 to 30 plays. Being behind Ken, I mean, it's great. I mean, I learned everything from him and Coach Wiles, from pinching to the techniques. So, I mean, my red shirt year was great for me. I mean, even though I told my ACL I didn't win a red shirt, but I mean, I loved it.
What was that like? When did you do that? How far into your second year? Did Tech at all, did your recruitment at all change, or?
I was already committed. I already signed my letter of intent afterwards. So, I mean, it happened, I want to say March. I had surgery in April. And I came in July and got straight to rehab.
Was that process tough?
Definitely. I definitely cried when I first did it because I definitely didn't want a red shirt. My mentality was to come here and play.
Bud Foster was in here earlier. Ken kind of had the same injury coming out of high school. Did he say anything to you during that process?
Yeah,
like, be patient or anything?
Yeah, he was just like, man, be patient, man. Just, it's your knee, so don't let them overwork you or try to push you out here too much. Just go out here and do what you can do.
What was sort of the last thing to come back for you after you were doing rehab and kind of getting everything back with your knee? Was there something you were sort of more skittish to do than anything else as far as movement?
Cutting wise and jumping, and then just getting back out there in contact. I mean, you haven't played in a year and a half, so it's just, I mean, it's not scary, but it's just overwhelming a little bit.
You got to force yourself a little bit.
Yeah, not to think about it.
In what ways do you feel like your game has grown through the first 4 weeks of the season?
The first couple games, I wasn't doing my assignment right. I was chasing the dive. Now we focus on being disciplined, paying attention more than it means studying what I need to do better and studying the opponent and doing my job.
What's the strength of your game right now, and what is sort of something that you still need to? You know, we look at you, think you're a kind of speed and space guy. Is that where you feel most comfortable?
Yes, sir. Right now, I mean, I watch film, so the film will tell it all. Whatever I do wrong in film, that's what I try to work on in practice, or even after practice.
Do you see